starting. My friend says the video says it'll start shortly.
It should be starting now. Looks like we should be up now. Can anyone hear us? Is this going? It should be.
All right, let's just.
Hey guys, just so everyone's aware, we've had pretty huge technical difficulties. It's kind of frustrating, but it's okay. It looks like we're live now, so I'm super happy to hear that. So welcome. This is Sick Parvis Magna Gaming and Podcast, and specifically the podcast portion of it. And I am here with Andrew Berger. Andrew Berger is a friend of mine that I met about 9 years ago in Boston, Massachusetts, where we both did a 5-week music program at the prestigious Berklee College of Music. And there was a lot of fuckery, there was a lot of fun, and it was probably the best time of my life that I could remember, especially the fact that I could keep in touch with a dude like him. There's some really cool stories with this guy. I think like when I was in college, this is all I'm going to mention just because it's a little serious, but I want everyone to know about it because I thought it was dope. Unfortunately, about, what was it? I want to say 2013 when the bombing happened. Who was the first guy I called? No, Berger, you're just going to stay quiet.
All right, wait. When the bombing happened, sorry, I was.
Just trying to
I'm out there.
Composure from whiskey.
Whiskey. When that bombing happened, bro, I was so in shock. Yeah, I remember you hit me.
Yeah, dude.
You were like, holy shit. That was like. Yeah, bro. Fucking. Dude, what a day. Because we hung out around that area. That's like our spot.
I think we walked that same area every day that we were there. Because it was pretty much across from all the buildings that we had classes in.
Yeah, man. Dude, remember the Berklee Performance Center? Remember that the end of the summer when they had that ridiculous concert?
The BPC, bro. That shit was crazy.
What?
The BPC.
Dude, when everyone performed there, I was just like, I am unworthy. I am not a guitar player. I should just finish my business degree and just work at Dunder Mifflin and hate myself and maybe I'll meet a Pam one day, but if not, I totally understand.
Dude, no shit. Dude, to perform on that stage was crazy, by the way. I mean, I think I was there just for the theater program, and that shit was fucking crazy, dude. This is such a nice stage. I mean, cramped as fuck, too, don't get me wrong. I was, hiding in between a curtain at some point. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, I still remember when Livingston Taylor came and we met him, and I still have his book, but I have not.
That's fucking true, dude. We met and then Amanda Palmer and so many fucking famous indie people right now. It was fucking insane.
True. Yo, I got a wild story from college. So there's this her name's Greta. I don't know her last name, but you ever hear this band called the Frankie Cosmos Band?
No, I am not. What kind of stuff they do or what?
It's mad indie. It's indie folk. I mean, it's good music. I don't necessarily listen to it all the time, but definitely check it out, because the more music, the merrier.
Yep, no, I agree that we have a music series specifically on that. So,
dude, hell yeah, we'll make a Spotify playlist or Apple Music, whatever. Facts. But she came to my college, Muhlenberg College, and I was doing sound for her. So I was I didn't know who she was. So I was like, okay, just some band chilling. Mm-hmm. And 2 years later, I was blasted in a New York diner near St. Mark's. Have you ever been down to St. Mark's, man?
Nope. That's the one thing about Boston that I didn't get to do. I know there was a day or a week that all the fucking Boston kids went to fucking New York, and they invited me, but I think it was just the lack of funds to afford the L or the T or whatever, and to go all the way out there because it's It was like a 3 hour fucking train ride, I think. And, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I would have done it if I had the money. But I know I was pretty broke up there.
Dude, no worries. New York's like it's like
It's all
I don't
right.
know how I'm gonna yeah, like I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I get back, dude. Like being in Philly is nice and quiet, but New York's like super loud.
Hmm.
But like whatever. But anyways, like I saw Greta, like the front woman of the band, but I couldn't figure out who she was. So I was texting my friend. I was like, dude, who is this girl? She looks like a rock star. She's like, there's like, like normal people don't go to diners at like 2:30 in the morning
Yeah.
with like multiple people. I'm like, I like my friend's like, if you don't talk to this person, I'm never speaking to you again. So I walked up to her. I was like, "You look really familiar. I think I know you." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, like you did sound for me." I was like, "Oh my god, you remembered me?" She's like, "Yeah, like next week I'm going on tour in Europe and like kicking ass." I'm like, "Why does someone who's going on tour in Europe remember who I am?"
Dude, that's kind of sick though. Like the fact that she did, like, speaks to your work, you know? So, I mean, as far as that, like, I know at the time when we were all in Berkeley, we all wanted to just play music. What made you go down to audio engineering and just kind of taking that path?
Totally. I think it was a few things I'd say. I'd say like I realized I'm not like I love playing guitar, but I'm not necessarily like I'm definitely not like a great songwriter. And to like at least in my mind, like I just thought like my chops weren't really up to it. And I thought
Hmm.
like as I was like practicing with various bands, I was like, like I don't really find much joy in this. Like I like being in the creative process,
Yeah.
but not necessarily just being like a hired gun per se on stage.
I mean,
So I thought,
yeah, that makes sense.
no, yeah, like it's dope. Like I just got back on stage for the first time back in February with my friend Torin, the guy who's like ridiculous at video games and music. Uh he had a friend who was the front woman of a band. She's amazing and super kind and just an insane musician.
Hmm.
They had a spot open for a guitarist. So I was like, all right, like cool. I'll do this gig. Cool. But I get up every once in a while, but being in the studio seemed like the lifestyle itself also seemed a lot more livable.
Hmm.
So, and it still allowed me to be creative and work with creative people and kind of, fill my creative juices.
Sorry, that's like something I feel like you'd make a joke on.
Yeah, definitely. But I was like trying very hard to restrain myself.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's cool, man. I mean, like I think that's what's cool about like molding into a person. Like it's just the fact that like sometimes like we feel like we want something, but then like we realize like the bigger picture and like what we truly want. You know, whether it's like being a part of the fold, like the way you did, or being something bigger than what we want to be. You know what I mean? And it's cool like that. Obviously, through some of your journey, you realize what you truly want. Now you absolutely love what you do, right?
100%. Yeah, like it I work on a radio show called the Mark After Dark show, and it's literally this guy Mark is like he's basically like if Wayne from Wayne's World like aged a few years and just gave a little bit less of a shit. And he's the man. He's so nice. He's a big history buff, and it's a radio show that airs in Germany of all places.
So how did you
For
hook
show
up
he
with that
talks
guy?
about
Like the fact that
the
he's from
record.
fucking Germany. Like what?
Well, no, he's from New York, but the show airs in Germany. It's like weird,
What? Why?
but like I guess German people like they have a bit of an edge, so they need to cool off somehow.
It's fucking interesting. Like So it films or records out of New York and goes to Germany.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, Germany's pretty dope. I will say I've been there a bit. I was there with my dad a few years ago. We went to Berlin, and I was actually there with my cousin 2 years ago. We went back to Berlin.
Huh.
Like we're going to Europe, and I was like, okay, like whatever. Like I'll come. That was a wild trip.
I mean,
We actually,
I'm sure.
hmm?
I mean, no. Like anytime I think of like Germany or Bratislava or like any of those fucking countries, I think of Euro Trip. Have you ever seen that movie?
Dude, high key, that was like one of my favorite movies in middle school.
Dude, that still is like my favorite, like stupid raunchy teenager movie. Like it's fucking retarded. Like everything about it, like the Scotty doesn't know getting played throughout the whole fucking movie is just fucking fantastic, and it's just like ridiculous. Like you made out with your sister, man. Like just fucking amazing,
Dude, that movie like helped me like it didn't help me per se, but like not at all, but it gave me a very skewed idea of what my freshman year of college would be.
I mean, you're not wrong. I feel like that's pretty accurate in certain ways. You always have that one dipshit friend that's just like, you're totally gay. Like,
Oh shit, dude, I was 100% the dipshit friend. I was like, which was like not great either, because like I can't necessarily like just go hard because like various health restrictions. But I feel like it kind of saves me at the end of the day, because if I didn't have these like health restrictions, I would have just been on the floor in a frat. Like I probably would have died in college.
oh God. I mean, I'm in a fraternity. I don't know if we ever had that discussion. And
No, tell me.
yeah, dude. I mean, I'm in Omega Delta Phi, and it's a multicultural fraternity. And man, there's some stories in that. I'm actually getting my grand big in the fraternity on the show, and this guy is actually like a super interesting like story. As like how long it took for him to finish school. He's like now losing a shit ton of weight. I mean, it's really fucking awesome to hear his story. But like outside of that, like I've had so many stories, like as far as like what I did in my Greek life, both good, very positive for the community, and both like, oh shit, like I probably shouldn't talk about this, but you know, like just escaping like arrest charges and shit. Like,
Dude,
it's just awesome. Honestly, like Greek life, like anyone that's questioning it, you know, I say go for it, try it. I mean, it's not for everyone. Like, I'm never gonna be one of those goddamn GDI, like get the fuck out of here. Like that's not me. I mean, at the end of the day, if you like Greek life, you do. If you don't, like, it's perfectly cool. At the end of the day, it's just something that like I really enjoy because there's a lot of networking involved, and it's fun to kind of relive that shit. Because like every time I think about the stories that I did and like how many people I saved from getting arrested, it's just like holy shit. Like it was a blast. I mean, I had a fucking great time, honestly, as far as like
oh man.
what we did. Because I mean, you know, we were honestly like we cared. You know what I mean? We did a lot of shit that mattered. But it, you
Yeah.
know, we also got into a lot of shit where it's like, dude, why the fuck did you get caught? Or like, why did you not just be smart about this? You know,
Oh my god.
like it's just, mind you, like half the time it wasn't even me in this scenarios. It was just me kind of going along for the ride and dealing with the aftermath. And it was just kind of like, oh, son of a bitch, like, goddamn,
Dude,
you know, like a bunch of us getting shit like that. And it's just like, it's just one of those things where like, you know, it's the college experience, truly, honestly. Like, it's something like if you really want to be different, you want to kind of like change yourself and also explore different sides of yourself that you never knew you had. I totally recommend it because it's fun. It's something completely different. I never thought I'd join something like that up until I did.
yeah.
And it's been a fucking blast as far as like what I've done and the stories I have to tell. Like, it's fantastic. I mean, like, that's a whole podcast in itself to just be like, all right, let's talk about the dirty shit here. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking amazing. It's for real.
Dude, I mean, I am down to hear all your stories because I want you to prove me wrong. Because I would say when I was a freshman, well, probably my whole college experience, I would say I was a bit judgmental
Hmm.
of the Greek life at Muhlenberg College because
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean,
I would
I'll explain that in a
say,
minute.
hmm?
No, I'll explain that in a minute. Like why I feel like you have that negative premonition on it.
No, because like I'm saying, like I'd say like a lot of the people that I met, like, some fraternities were known as the quote unquote, like the asshole fraternity, or
Yeah.
like, some were known as the nice fraternity. But like it seemed like some fraternities kind of attracted men set, which necessarily wasn't favorable to me. But some people could, you could definitely say I was definitely giving a blanket statement of a group of people in a fraternity where obviously everyone is their own individual and everyone is different. So it was definitely wrong of me, I'd say, to give a blanket statement, but it also, I'd say, to a majority of people seemed to think similarly.
No, I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, because that's another thing about Greek life. Like, you look at Panhell, which is Panhellenic, and, that's most majority, like, white-based fraternities. You look at multicultural, and, I mean, I'm not saying one's good or bad. It just kind of depends what experience you're looking for. I mean, like, sometimes, like, if you want to party, I mean, that's the option. If you want the networking, that's an option. If like Greek life is truly what you make it to be. I mean, like if I look back on my career and what I've done, honestly, with I probably wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
where I am in my career without Greek life because it made me more of a leader, and that's just because that's what I decided to take it to. It wasn't about like all the bullshit as far as like getting into trouble and partying too much and drinking too much. Mind you, I did a lot of that, but it was just like, it's just one of those things where like,
Dude, you
you
gotta
know,
get it out.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, let's just be honest. Like, you feel it. It's almost a gang. You know what I mean? Like, if we're truly being honest, like, it just feels like you have a group of guys that are just always behind you. So you just feel not necessarily more powerful, but like, you feel very accepted and worthy of certain things. So like, it was fun. It was definitely fun. I learned a lot, and that's actually part of the reason I actually got like I had a interview once, and I mentioned what I did in the fraternity, and that's actually part of the reason I nailed the job and I got the job because
Dude,
they were just like, what the fuck, you organize community service events, you actually created events that were nationally brought on to the university that happens yearly, like what the fuck, like that's a big fucking deal. And when they were saying it, I didn't think of it as much of a big deal up until now. So like it's crazy to me that Greek life actually had an impact on what I did and how I carried myself.
right.
So I think it's something that like will always matter to me in this case because it's pretty crazy in my opinion because there's a lot that you could have made it of, and it's fun. But mind you, there's a lot of bullshit in between, and I don't blame people for that. So it just kind of is what it is.
Right. No, I totally understand that. I feel like me personally, I definitely have troubles with selling myself. Like, a lot of things that I've done to me don't seem like very significant or like, like hard, like they don't seem like hard things because like,
Hmm.
to me, like they weren't hard. And it sounds like to you is sort of similar. Like it sounds like you did some of these like insane, awesome events, but you're just like, yeah, dude, like I'm a boss. Like I know how to do this. So it's not a big deal to me.
I mean, too, like don't sell yourself short. Like I think what's crazy is like anyone that finishes school is more successful than I am, and that's just a perspective thing for me because like it's a lot. I mean, like whether you're a freshman now or you're a senior now, like there's just so much that goes into college, time management, taking care of yourself financially, mentally, emotionally. It's just a lot. And that's why, like, hearing your story, and like, I remember when we were on a phone call and we were just talking about like, yeah, dude, I fucking do this now, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? I feel like a loser. You know what I mean?
Dude, not at all,
and
man. Not
and
at all.
I mean, like, just on on a realist basis, like when I think about like especially when we go back to Berkeley and we kind of talk about like our instances there, like a lot of our dreams, and kind of like just taking a step back and how I just completely took a left turn, which isn't bad, mind you. I love what I do. I won't discredit that, but it's just crazy to think like what we did and how we handled ourselves. It's just crazy that like this is where our life has led us, and it's insane to me. I mean, because mind you, like I think I only got again in touch with you because of the pandemic, which I'm fucking grateful for because you're fucking legit. So
you too, man. You're probably the most legit.
Oh,
I'm just
shit.
like I'm just here like strumming my guitar, like trying to like mess around with some tunes, like mixing some songs whenever they come through. Like it's a hustle. It's wild, man. I'll say like when I was like living in New York, hopefully gonna get back there. I was chilling in the studio that was like 10 blocks away from me,
Uh-huh.
and that like I was literally having not an argument, but like like I guess you could call a case study with like
Mm-hmm.
the big boss of the studio, who's like he's the man, dude. He has this awesome sneaker collection. Like there's a bar at this studio,
There's a
and
bar.
it's
I'm
like
fucking
instead
there.
of dude, yeah, instead of liquor though, he's got like limited edition or custom made sneakers. Like there's people that come through that like sell it's it's a vibe, dude. This studio, invite only, best studio in New York City, 100%. Gotta
That's
rep
dope.
them.
That's dope.
But we were talking about like how certain artists, like when they're big, they kind of think they're better than the average like dude who's trying to record, just either for fun or he's trying to get big, like because you could always just record an album just for fun and be like, I did that,
Yeah.
which is kind of like what I've been doing, like just to be like, oh, this is like for me, but if someone likes it, that's even cooler. But
Same.
like,
Yeah. I mean, that's why I do this show at this point for sure.
yeah, 100%. But we were just like some big artists were like trying to come into the studio, and we were like, cool, like my boss was like, this is the price for what you want. And the person, the artist or the manager was like, well, like we were Grammy nominated, so like we should get a discount. And my boss was like, what are you talking about? Like that means
Wow.
that you should not like we understand that you're like, climbing to the top, but
Mhm.
that means that you could probably afford an even higher rate, and we're trying to help you out just on our own. You know what I'm saying?
No, I completely get that. I mean, again, the show is Sic Parvis Magna, like greatness from small beginnings, and we don't lose our humbleness. You know what I mean? Like honestly, like every day, I always reflect on washing dishes or like being a server, because at the end of the day, that got me to the job that I am now. I mean, like for anyone that doesn't know, I'm a general manager at Alamo Drafthouse, and honestly, like to some people, it doesn't mean a lot, but for me, like I've built so many relationships around. I've promoted local craft beer about it, and like just a bunch of stuff that kind of came into effect that I'm
Bro.
fucking into. Like it's just something that like again, like this show is mainly about like I don't care like if you're a CEO or you're the best damn janitor, like the best damn janitor in the fucking building. Like at the end of the day, like that's what matters, and if you're proud of that, like that's all that fucking matters. And like hearing that, like again, like that's why like I feel like we've always connected really, really fucking well, because
Yeah.
you've always been really humble. Like I think personally, like in my honest opinion, like you discredit yourself on the songwriting part, because I remember us fucking jamming in Narnia, and like we'll get to Narnia in a minute, like just so everyone understands what
Totally.
that is to us. But like I remember just us fucking jamming, and honestly, like everyone at Berkeley I looked up to, because honestly I was just a kid from Texas that wasn't really that talented, and that's just me humbling myself.
Not
and,
true, man.
well, I mean, I appreciate it, but like I think right now, like as far as like where I am as like a person, like I feel really like aware of like, okay, my ability, and maybe, mind you, I could have worked harder at it, and I know that for a fact, but it's just one of those things
man.
where I sit down and like I look at people like you, and I think Brandon, Alex, Max, like there's so many fucking people on that list that I'm just like, dude, you guys were talented and you inspired me, and like honestly, it's part of the reason why I'm the person I am now, because it's just one of those things where I didn't even want to leave Berkeley. I remember fucking leaving in my car that night, and I was just fucking like in tears because my dad was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I'm like,
Aw.
"Bro, like you don't even know, like Dad, I'm sorry, you don't even fucking know what these people mean to me." And it's one of those
Yeah.
things where like to this day, like I always reflect on Berkeley and like what I did there, because it was probably like the best and almost most passionate side of me that I've ever seen to this day. Like, mind you, like the
Wow.
podcast is probably starting to bring that up a little bit more because I'm being more genuine on camera, especially like right now. I got a
Yeah.
sock as a fucking wind,
Yo,
a
I got
windscreen.
a sock from the hospital, man.
So I mean, like I've become definitely more humble with my younger beginnings, and just thinking about like how far I've come. But it's just one of those things where like I'm very grateful towards those experiences, and I'll never forget the people that were involved. I mean, like I remember we're kind of reminiscing on like, and on, Boston, and you were talking about how like you don't remember a lot, and I'm like, dude, surprisingly I remember too many experiences from Boston, because those 5 weeks were like probably the most definition of like what my life ended up being, as far as like what I wanted to
Wow.
be. And God, man, I swear, like when we get into the Boston segment, like everyone's gonna look at me like,
Totally.
holy shit, like dude, your experiences there. Like I remember, like, oh God, no, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. We'll get there because we're talking about you right now, but it's definitely one of those things where like, nah, man, don't discredit yourself, dude. Like for sure. Like I really liked your jams. I liked your band at the time. I'm sure the bands or the projects you're working on are even better now. But speaking
Oh,
of which,
thanks. Thank you.
tell me more about that, man. Like how was your music projects going?
Dude, music project, you are 100% the greatest interviewer of all time. That segue, gold, pure gold.
I
I want
yeah,
everyone to know that.
I appreciate that. I mean,
Of course.
it's the whiskey, bro. Like everyone, legacy whiskey from Canada. From Canada.
Mm.
Oh God, that's getting bad. The whiskey's coming into effect. It's not good.
Dude, it's all good. I will say probably the best part about being home, besides being with family and everything, is I got to raid my parents' liquor drawer.
That's
And my
legit.
parents like they're more on the quiet side of like drinking liquor and alcohol. So my brothers who are still in college, they I just kind of hop on the train. I'm more in the caboose and they're kind of the conductors. So I'm just like, I'll join the party, just like, I'll be low key about it. But music stuff that's going on, I will say I gotta plug my one of the bands that I'm in called Dr. Ted and the Stone. We were recording an album in my apartment. I'll send you some pictures.
Definitely want to
It's a
see that
studio
because
apartment.
I mean, a New York
It's
apartment sounds scary because it sounds
hmm?
really like a New York apartment sounds scary because I know how like crazy claustrophobic they feel sometimes.
Oh, dude, it's yeah. Luckily, so I do live alone, so it's like oh my god, one of my bandmates in Dr. Ted and the Stone is like writing to me right now. He's probably like freaking out.
He's like,
But
why are you talking about this? It was like stop.
yeah, he's like, stop. No, but the leader of the band, my friend Judah Goldman, is like one of the most talented people I know. Obviously, the whole band, Maddox, Jose, and me, but like, since I'm like kind of the audio engineer,
Uh huh.
I'm like, yo, guys, like, well, come record all your parts individually. And Jude, his mom is like this amazing PR person, and she messaged someone from Farm Aid. I think it's who's the Woody, it's a Woody Nelson's like fundraiser music festival for like local
Oh
farmers out.
shit, man! I know this. Hold up, I'm about to Google it, but I know this
Yeah, do
because
it,
we
do
were
it.
just talking about this. Um, Willie Nelson, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's the fucking man. Yo, just to make
He
sure, do
is
you
the
hear my
fucking
voice all
man.
right?
Yeah, of course I can. I would not be talking to you if that were the case.
True. If my voice didn't sound good, like you just like never talk to me again ever
Yeah, dude. Fuck you, man.
at the microphone. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, no, dude, you've been sounding great. I mean, unless someone in the chat right now is upset about like not hearing shit, which is not the case. Someone shout out the sock. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate everyone watching right now, hearing our ridiculous stories and camaraderie. But no, man, go ahead.
Oh, so yes, so Judah's mom, she's like magic, and she messaged someone who's part of like that like was like part of the farm aid thing, and she's like, hey, like my son Judah is like this amazingly talented person, and there's no reason you shouldn't have him perform at this event. And the lady's like, send me some recordings and we'll figure an album right now. And I'm like, cool. Because, you know, I'll get to like get better at audio production and hang out with my friends and do everything.
Yeah.
And I'm being corrected by Judah right now. His mom emailed the board of directors. So, you know, it was legit.
What the fuck? just blatantly like, hey, this motherfucker is great.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
So,
think that.
So that's what we were doing. We had like 4 songs like finished, but unfortunately, like, you know, the whole coronavirus stuff came in and it all got canceled. But I would say if I was being like serious, I think we actually would have had like a decent shot at playing this festival. Probably like, you know, not like headliner obviously, because we're not Willie Nelson, but
dude,
I think
are Willie Nelson. Just stop. Like you're
bro,
amazing.
Bro, you're pumping me up too much. I'm gonna start like just trashing my room like the old like rock stars with the hotel room.
Yeah, dude. Fuck it. I mean, like no one's stopping you. First of all.
Yo, I mean, like, you know, I got like, you know, a solid amount of like money and guitars here. So like, you know, what if one just like fell out the window? Like, you know, the record company will just buy me a new one, right?
We'll just auction it off on the show. I mean, fuck it.
Like, dude, yeah, I'll sign it. Like, it'll be worth like an extra $2.
Yeah, right? Like, why not? I don't know.
Nah, but it was a fun project, and hopefully next year, June and I'll and the band, Dr. Ted and the Stone, will get to continue that project and hopefully play. Because it would be like probably the most ridiculous, biggest gig that I'd ever be playing. And, you know, my dad gave me his old like vintage Fender P bass, so that just adds to the like
that sounds awesome.
Excitement of performing.
I mean, that's cool, man. I mean, like, I think a lot of this show is just basically about like, it doesn't matter how you got to your point A to point B, and I mean, it's cool. Like, unfortunately, obviously, it didn't go through, like, considering the pandemic, but like, there's just something waiting for you, and you know, something so much more that like you didn't even expect, and you know, we're about to fucking show the world like what that's about. So I mean, you know, hats off to you, man. I mean, like, it's gonna be cool. I got to see that fucking jam,
dude. I mean, I'll ask. I would say Jude and Jose are probably like the main songwriters. I'm just the you know, the little I just sweeten it up a little bit with my
man, your music's sweet
with my
dude.
studio magic.
I remember your jams, bro. Like all those fucking 7 chords and like crazy weird music theory shit we would do together in the fucking practice rooms. Like, no,
I remember.
I fucking remember, dude. We would sit in there and we're just like, check out this weird shit, and then like fucking go for it,
dude. I will say, like, dude, the 7th chords, like, once I got to college, like, one of my teachers, like, Dr. Connor, I was actually just talking to him about recording some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
he like we called him the Wizard, and actually on my graduation day,
The
my
wizard.
friend and I bought him like a wizard hat, and I my one of my Facebook pictures is of me and him and my friend Torin with like a wizard hat, and it was like it's a legendary photo. I'll send it to you. But he like taught me so much on guitar, like it's like some next level stuff right there.
That's fucking awesome, man. I mean, like, I'm glad you were able to grow with music. I mean, I think for me, like, I obviously took a step back, but I personally for me, I mean, I have like 2 videos up in Instagram at the moment. I actually like my
Yo,
voice for once. That like I think that was the problem with me. Like, I was very self conscious and just like promiscuous on like wanting to show off like whatever I had, because I was so worried about what people think, and I was just like, nah, man, I'm not good. I'm not good. And I mean, obviously, my personality, and especially like speaking to this podcast, has kind of shown a lot. But it's just one of those things where like now I feel like I've come to terms with like what I do, and whether it's good or bad, like I've always accepted like what I enjoy and like how I do it, because it's just one of those things where like it's a work in progress. That sounded really nasty.
you're good. You're good.
It's a work in progress for me, and it's fun, man. I mean, like everything about what we do is a blast, and it's so cool to hear a lot of your success and just kind of like what's going on with you. Because I mean, again, like for everyone that's just either tuning in or took a while to get on, like I've known Andrew Berger technically a good 9 years, and we recently reconnected
Yeah.
now. And it's really awesome, because honestly, like meeting old friends is probably one of the best things that you could do. So anyone that's unfortunately suffering through this pandemic, like please reach out to friends you have not talked to, say hi, and I promise you, this is a perfect example that it's probably one of the best decisions you could make, because again, like this guy's fucking badass, man. Like this guy was ride or die, and like we're about to go into our Boston moments and like what kind of went down in Boston, because like,
Hell yeah.
man, there's so much shit that like I hold so true to my heart, and I feel like if there's anything that's consistent about what I've done in my career and life and whatever, and what I treasure, it's because of Boston, and it's so awesome to reconnect with this guy. So.
Dude.
Let's fucking talk about Boston, dude. Like
Yeah,
our
bro.
fucking bullshit adventures and what we did.
Bro, you're gonna have to remind me, because high key, I like my memory is terrible because I like had some like stuff going on with my head that like they need to like fix while I was in college. So like I'm sure like 20 seconds after you say this, I will be like, "Oh my god, you're right." Like what?
Okay, so I'll definitely lead this, because I do have quite a bit of stories. I mean, like I'll say the Fenway story for last, because the Fenway story, I don't even know half of it, because I know everyone was like looking for me, so it was just like, what the fuck? Like,
True.
everyone's looking for me. What do you mean? But anyway, that's towards the end of this podcast for sure. But okay, so let's talk about the all nighter we spent with. Okay, we spent it with a lot of fucking people. I swear to God, and I swear my life on this. There was at least 10 people. Because it was me, obviously, Mr. Berger. It was Alex. It was Brandon. It was Eric. It was Jen. It was, fuck, I forgot her name, but she had this fucking badass jazz singing voice.
Oh yeah, she was
Ramona.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really tall, right?
Well, she had like she smokes a lot, so she had this raspy voice that was fucking legit. Like she
Oh,
really
that's badass.
yeah, she owned that shit for sure. And then we had
What a legend.
who else did we have that was there? Man,
What?
Matt Lamb. Do you remember him from Hawaii?
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, yeah.
That's
That guy
another
was
one.
badass.
That's another one I need to get on the show, because Matt Lamb is actually probably the second guy I kind of keep in touch with. And oh man, that guy's such a baller, dude. I remember he was just like, dude, come to Hawaii, and I was just like, fuck, man, I wish I could. I was fucking broke as a joke back then. But it was definitely
Dude.
something that I really fucking enjoyed. And that guy, dude, that guy was so talented. I know he was one of those people that discredited himself too. And it was just, I remember us in a practice room in Narnia, and Narnia is the next subject we'll touch on. But that guy fucking wrote the most beautiful song for the girl from Claudia from fucking Colombia.
Oh right,
Dude, remember her? Dude, first of all, she was fucking great. Like, great at singing. Like, everything about it, she kind of reminded me of like a small version of Shakira, even though Shakira is already small. So like, but like,
Shakira's the goat.
dude, straight up, dude, and like, and she was fantastic, dude. I remember talking to her, and like, she tried so hard to speak English really well, because obviously coming out of Colombia, she had this really thick accent. And I remember when she would talk to me, she tried so hard, and I thought it was the sweetest thing, because she was just like trying to not necessarily please me, but just kind of like adjust to my way of talking. And I thought it was the sweetest thing. But like she was fucking great. And okay, so what? I named like 7 people right there,
Dude. No, it must have been that other girl too, who was from like Norway or Poland.
Oh
She
shit!
had blonde hair, like piercing
Yes.
blue eyes.
Dude, oh god damn it, I forgot her name.
Oh wait, I'm friends with her on Facebook. Hold on,
Yeah,
her name was like Marlene.
Oh, Billy! Oh my
Billy,
god!
yes,
Dude,
yes.
Okay, dude. Oh my god, I love Billy. Billy is like, dude.
Oh,
I
she's
actually made,
awesome.
I made plans to go see her, and like over in fucking Sweden, in Stockholm.
Sweden,
That's
yeah.
currently where she's at. Yeah. So unfortunately, I never did that. But dude, she's got so much going on. She's actually kind of doing what you're doing. She's doing like audio production, and she's like always in the studio and always grinding and working. And
No way.
dude, I swear to God, I'm not even fucking around. Like Billy was, dude. I remember the first thing I noticed about Billy. We were all signing up for orientation, and we were all
Oh my
fucking,
god,
dude.
orientation.
Dude, remember that shit? Oh, okay, so everyone was in line at the PPC, and we were fucking like, everyone was getting on a mic and like singing some bullshit. And like, honestly, like no one caught my attention until Billy was started singing like "We Are the Champions" by Queen. And I was just like, what is she fucking doing? Like, she goes fucking all out, dude. Like, she goes all out. And everyone was just looking at her like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, nah, dude, you're shit. Like, I'm going to hang out with you later. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Because Billy like, is one of the closest, a second closest friend that I've been talking to for quite a while. So
Dude, I used to talk to her. I don't know, like, yeah, it was like her name was like Marlene Rickland or something, right?
yeah, she changed her face. I forgot. I know we talked about the reason why, which I won't disclose, just out of respect.
Yeah,
for her.
all good.
But
Of course.
she's definitely like one of my favorite people on this earth, because man, she's the sweetest thing. Like if I could really recollect on how she was as a person and what she wanted to do with her life, and what she goes through. She's so great, honestly. Like, I just remember her singing "We Are the Champions" again, and it was fantastic. I was so happy, because I was just like, dude, I love Queen. Like, the fact that like she made me feel like comfortable that like, okay, cool, like I could do shit like that and no one's even gonna bat an eye. And you know,
Dude,
she was fantastic.
dude, she was. Man, maybe I'm not friends with her. I don't. Well, it's all good, time passes, whatever.
Yeah.
But dude, oh my gosh, you know who I still talk to every once in a while?
Who?
It was Ana Cristina from Mexico City. She was that guitarist.
Holy shit, dude, she's so good.
Dude,
Like,
she is the baddest ass. Like,
dude,
she is such a badass.
No, dude, I completely agree, dude. She was fucking amazing. She reminds me of that girl from that played for Michael Jackson.
Yes,
Fuck,
who
I
was
forgot
just
her
like
name. I forgot her name.
she always wore a hat. She was always dressed in black, like the Michael Jackson's guitarist. Like, dude, when they're dressed in black, you know that they just like they're like low key but high key, just amazing at their like what they do. They're like, we don't want to show off, but we're gonna show off for you anyways.
I mean, dude, she was super humble too. I mean, I'm trying to remember if I had her for class, but I remember every time I talked to her, she was so down to earth. She never, because I mean, mind you, some people down there were like super like belittling
Dude,
people that would come in, and it was just kind of like, sorry, go ahead.
no, dude, you're good. You're good. No, my roommate, because it was wild, dude. I had one roommate, but then like someone else who was like friends with my roommate moved in. My roommate like knew he was like super super talented, but he was like super nice about it. But like if you caught him in the wrong moments, he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm amazing," but that's fine because he is amazing, and I totally get that.
Man, who was it? Do you remember?
His name is Jesse Gold. Everyone should
Dude,
listen to his music because he
yes,
is amazing.
Jesse Gold is like the next John Mayer.
Dude,
Honestly,
he is.
dude. That guy.
Actually, funny story. My friend
gotta hear.
from high school, my friend Jake, who's also probably one of the most talented musicians I know, he's in a band called the Foxies. Like everyone should listen to the Foxies. He's amazing.
Foxes. Who
I hit him
was
up
it?
every once in a while. We talk about like music for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay, like I'll see you when you're live next in New York or Philly. Like, always go out and support him, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
He told me that Jesse he got to Berkeley and he dropped out, similar to how John Mayer did. Like John Mayer dropped out like second semester freshman year or something.
I remember that.
Hmm?
No, I just remember how that story, like that story's so famous down there. Like how he's just like, nah, I'm done. Fuck it. Like is basically what his approach was through a lot of that.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean that. I think the thing is though, like, not everyone is John Mayer. Jesse is very talented, but following the John Mayer line might not be the move.
I feel that. I mean, honestly, like one thing I remember about that guy, he was auditioning for like some Coca-Cola advertisement, and he sang "Call Me Maybe," and I was like,
Oh man, it was probably amazing.
dude, honestly, that's the first time I heard that song because I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Because mind you, like when you think of Eagle Pass, Texas, like you don't hear a whole lot of shit. Like you just don't. Like
Really?
you know, yeah, seriously. Like I feel like as far as radio is concerned, we would hear songs that got big 3 months after. I mean, I could be wrong now, especially now in modern times, but when I was down there, I remember we were hearing all kinds of shit that was been out for like, oh, dude, that's old. What the fuck you fucking getting crunk to this? But
No way.
yeah, dude, like seriously, and you know, like Call Me Maybe came out and it was such a big deal, but obviously, you know, I didn't know. So I heard this advertisement that he was trying out for, and you know, he plays it, dude. I'm fucking losing it. Like I'm just like, dude, this is actually really fucking good. I don't care for the actual song, I really don't. But holy shit, like it was such a good fucking record that he could have made himself. And dude, it was just like he like started the intro in like this crazy like solo introduction that I was just like, what the
Of course.
yeah, of course. I mean, it's Jesse Gold. Dude. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get him on the show. I know I'm going to reach out pretty soon because I've actually been looking at all my Berkeley people and see what they've been doing, especially my roommate, Brandon Hayfitz, and just kind of find out what's going
All
on.
right. Dude, yeah, you gotta hit him up. Jesse, it was wild. Like he and I were like pretty much in correspondence until like probably like halfway through my college career. Like I'll hit it like I don't know, like or on a rant, like on birthdays or something. Like
Yeah.
that's when he'd hit me up, like happy birthday. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe you remembered. Like then I hit him up. I think his birthday's in like September or something or August. But yeah, just a super nice guy. Like you know, like
I
you know, his
honestly
goal
liked
is
him.
just
I
to
mean,
be a musician.
him and Desmond did such a great job together. Like when they were
Dude,
down there.
DJ,
Yeah,
what a
dude.
legend.
Dude, DJ, fuck, dude. Like, there's so many people. I swear to God, like, I don't even know why I remember their name. Like, I haven't even mentioned like half of my music theater crew because they were so fucking amazing. And like, oh my God, like,
Dude, I was such a shitty roommate too. Like, I definitely became a very different person after college, I'd say, from like before college. Like, I would, dude. I remember like that summer. That's when Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part Two came out.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I was like that asshole that was like reading the book at night when everyone was asleep with my fucking flashlight. And Jesse was like, "Yo, like, what the hell are you doing?" I was like, "Yo, I gotta finish this before the movie comes out." And he's like, "Not when I'm sleeping, bro." And I was like, "Oh, well, like, screw you too." But obviously, I totally like I was being a shithead.
I mean, dude, first of all, that movie, like the first part one and two are fucking fantastic. Like I remember watching that with my wife because I don't think I saw the movies there. Like I remember trying to watch movies, but I was just too busy like interacting with people because at the time I was just like, I wouldn't say lost, but I was in a very defining moment in my life, and I was just ready to take advantage of the 5 weeks that I was there. And mind you,
Wow.
as we go to more stories on like what we did down there, like man, to like our performances. Remember our performance week?
Dude, oh my god, I was like performance week, high key, like wow, what a week, cause like
I was so stressed the fuck out. Like I never thought I could be a college student up until I did Berkeley because it felt like college. I remember having fucking like 9 classes or some shit,
dude,
and
it was an insane amount.
like it was stupid. Honestly, like I was in jazz ensemble, your standard lesson, like your private lesson with your fucking mentor, and then you had theory. Fucking, I was in music theory, obviously, like everyone else, and then I was
Right.
with improv. I remember improv being a class, and then I was in music theory. Um, the inner, what is it? The inner artist
Oh, like
with
yeah, with
Vinks. I think
dude,
it was.
Vince was the man.
Dude, he was the fucking man. He was the drummer for fucking Sting. Like that guy was fucking amazing, and I still talk to him to this day.
Oh,
Dude, Binks
don't
is.
believe what I saw. Walk down this morning.
Dude, seriously, holy shit, dude, that guy was amazing, dude. Like I was cracking up. Like I remember, dude, I remember we were in this class and there was a guy who he was talking about emotions and how we portray that through music, and he was just like,
Wow.
he's like, bro, like I want you to do a Tom and Jerry. Like I'm chasing, like Tom is chasing Jerry right now. Go ahead and play that on drums. And like the guy looks at him and he's just like, bitch, I got this. And he literally like fucking does this fucking like groove that I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? I'm out of my league here. Like, like I'm
Dude,
done.
that,
I'm fucking
dude,
done.
that dude, that's the thing. Like, that's kind of like sort of a reason similar to like why I like went into audio engineering and production. 'Cause it took me a while to realize like when you meet someone as talented as Vince and Jesse and my friend Jake and DJ, like you're like they just like they're on this next level that's just like you're like born with it.
No, I agree.
And like even my friend Jude, like he just like I don't know, just like songs and stories and lyrics just come to him, which like I have like no, I mean, I guess I envy them to a degree where like I'm like I wish I could do that, but also I realize in the back of my mind like it's kind of wild. I used to build like model cars because I'm like I'm like a big car guy.
Yeah,
So
no, you
like
are.
so I like realized like I always was interested in like figuring out like how does someone do this? How did these things work? How does someone make this voice or this like instrument sound like this?
Yeah.
And then like I kind of bought a computer and I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna buy this computer, buy a recording software, and just dive in. And that's where I was like, this is how you find out how to make these sounds. And then like YouTube videos and teachers, and I went to school for it for like a another degree. And I was like, all right, like I totally get it. Like I get to work with the musicians as well as understand how to just create my own sound as well as the sound the engineer or the sound the artist wants.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I mean, it's crazy to think that like how easy you could manipulate it. Like I remember sitting through what was it, the video game I think workshop, and how they were saying like breaking a chip was like the piece of bone cracking like in the game, like for Mortal Kombat or some shit. And I was just like,
Shit.
dude, I was like, dude, how the fuck do you do that? Like I remember I got so invested at some point, and just knowing how a lot of that worked, because it's just insane. Because it's truly insane. Like when you sit down and think about it, like how musicians and audio engineers fucking manipulate the entire album. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. That's why when
Oh,
you told me you took that route, I was just like, dude, this guy needs to come on the show and talk about this shit.
dude,
Like you need to.
it's like it's so wild, man. Like audio, like it's just such a world to dive into because it's actually kind of funny. The friends that I met through the audio engineering school that I went to, like it made me look like not like a noob, but also just like someone like the friends I met inspired me to dive even deeper. Like the friends I met, like they were a lot of them were beat makers. There were very few who kind of like thought similar to me, where like, you grab a guitar, you write a song and you mix a song. Where like a lot of these people were more into like hip hop and rap and music that I was like they introduced me to. But like, I'm like a rocker or like, alt rock in whatever like people call
Yeah,
rock today. But
I mean it's a lot, unfortunately.
dude, it was wild. We would get stoned and watch mixing videos. Like we would watch mixing videos and anime, like One Punch Man. Like that's what we would do.
I mean, One
It
Punch
was
Man's fucking great. First of all,
dude. Dude. Have you seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I don't think so. I think anime is actually one of the things I have not caught up with, because I
Ah,
mean I've been watching a shit ton of movies, games. I mean, I'm still finishing Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy, first of all, it's fantastic.
mm-hmm.
And anyone that bitches about it, get the fuck out.
Yo, anyone that
Anyway,
doesn't like this, even if they're like super famous rock stars, like just ban them from the show.
I
Just
mean,
let
yeah,
them
I'll do that. Fuck it. Fuck it.
let them know that Andrew Berger just does not approve of their lifestyle choices.
Good, because Andrew Berger's opinion is the only one that matters. I mean,
It's not just opinions,
it's
man.
just
It's
fact.
fact.
Oh, there you go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me requote that. Andrew Berger's facts are the only ones that matter. Everyone, fuck your opinion. You don't have one. If you're listening to this show, go ahead and go on the chat and ask some questions why it doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, it's not going to matter what you ask, because Andrew Berger says otherwise. Because I
Dude,
mean, Andrew
exactly.
Berger's a baller. So first of all.
Yo. Me and you, high rolling. Hell yeah.
So, okay, so as far as Boston, I really want to talk about this Red Sox game.
Let's do it. You're gonna have to jog my memory, bro.
I mean, honestly, like I mean, I don't know what you were doing at the time. I'll be completely honest, because I was on cloud nine. I mean, if I'm
Okay.
being really fucking honest. So this is how the story goes. This is the one I wanted to
Okay.
save for the end of the show. So just so everyone knows, I met a great, probably the best fucking person in Boston outside of Burger, because Burger is my number two. I'm just gonna make that
I'll
clear. I'm sorry, you're my
I'll
number
take
two,
number
but
two.
it's you're my number two. But
It's
anyway,
all good. It's all good.
so I went to Fenway Park, and I saw the legendary rivalry, the Boston Red Sox face the New York Yankees.
Oh.
Dude, and it was amazing. I saw it for free. So basically, how it occurred to that was basically I went to musical theater class, and yes, you can make fun of me if I like musical theater. At the end of the day, It's great music, whether you like it or not. It's fantastic. Fuck off. All I
No,
know.
you're not gonna take my shot.
Oh God, so much alcohol at this point.
Dude, all good. Yeah, I didn't bring the bottle up with me, unfortunately. For those of you who don't know, I do live in the attic of my home, so I'm just gonna coast.
Man, I have been drinking this whole time. It's kind of been bad, but anyway.
No judgment, judgment-free zone.
Is it Burger? I don't know.
To me, 100%. To the viewers, they're secondary. They just listen.
I mean,
They don't run the show.
I
This is your show.
I haven't seen any comments, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that as reassurance. But anyway, so
They are cheering you right now.
right. They're just like, drink more, drink more. Nah,
I seconded.
I mean, I'm at this point in my bottle. I don't know if you could see that. It's,
Oh, that is legendary, dude.
Yeah.
Pour one out. Pour one out.
dude. I mean,
Pour
look,
pour one out for Kobe.
Okay.
You
Dude. Okay, since you said that, I'll do it. I'll do it.
you gotta.
Just because Kobe, man. I actually went to LA when all that stuff was going down, and oh man, it was heartbreaking. But anyway, that's another story.
Okay. Let's do it.
But anyway, so okay, back to the Yankees and Red Sox game. So this is how it's happened. So I basically left musical theater class. We just went through doing our audition because they really wanted to know auditions. Like they wanted us to get really focused. Someone said chug it as far as my liquor's concerned. Lauren is fine. I'm going to do that for you because you're being interactive and I appreciate that in my guests that are watching my show. So I'm going to go ahead and drink as much as I can so I could actually continue the show. So don't be disappointed if I don't finish it all. And Torin has another question for us. So we got to make sure we answer that question before we go on because I know Torin's a badass according to you.
We don't need to answer Torin's questions. He doesn't matter.
You just told me otherwise. So I'm going to answer Torin's question after I chug it because Lauren is fine. Well, I'm sorry, ex-Lauren is fine. Told me to chug it. So I will totally do my best and then continue the story.
10 out of 10 can confirm Lauren is fine.
Okay, sorry, Lauren. That's all I could do. I definitely want to continue the show. Anyway.
It's okay. It's all good.
Anyway, so we just had our auditions. I actually had a really emotional audition because music has always been super emotional for me. It's been one of those things where like I didn't have a huge support system up until I went to Berkeley and then so on and so forth. So Sabine in Berkeley actually showed a lot of what my interest became to be at some point and just kind of continued that route. So I was very emotional. And as we left class, we actually left the BPC because we just had our audition in the BPC.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Man.
Dude, it was fucking crazy. So, like, this big-ass stage where we were supposed to sing some snippet of a song made into, like, a huge deal. So, obviously, I did that. And then, you know, I'm walking out. I have my saxophone in my hand. And I walk out, and my friend Rebecca, which is the one I met, which I know you know.
Yeah.
What do you call it? She's like, hey, like, I was going to invite Anise, which was a French singer over in Paris. Oh, Torin actually just said to chug it. So I'm just going to I guess I'm going to kill it. Because I'm going to do what my fans say. Because, I mean, they're watching, and I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. I'm going to chug this before I continue the story. Because this story gets a whole lot better. So,
dude, every sip counts as a like and subscribe. So anyone listening needs to like and subscribe. Especially that calls for at least 4 subscriptions.
It does. Torin, I finished it. Lauren is fine. I finished it. So please like and subscribe, share, let your people know what you're watching because it's been a blast. Anyway.
Dude, hell yeah.
I finished my whiskey. Anyway.
That 10 points to Gryffindor.
Dude, I'm a Ravenclaw. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, as a Hufflepuff, I guess that's why we get along. So, all right, 10
That
points to Ravenclaw.
that actually makes sense. And Torin said exclamation point. Damn right, Torin. I'm actually gonna get you and Burger on the show because it calls for it. So be ready for that. Anyway,
Yes.
as I continue, so I left the BPC and Rebecca comes up to me and was like, "Hey, I was gonna take a niece to this game, but she said no because I got a lot going on." And I was just like, she straight up asked me like, "Hey, do you want to go with me?" And I'm just like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Lauren and Torin totally actually rhyme. I'm sorry, I'm like totally sidebarring because I'm obviously watching the chat, and they do rhyme. And fuck it. With that being said, four of y'all are gonna be on my fucking show later because I mean they should be.
Yo, Torin and Lauren should totally date. Don't you agree?
I mean, sure, fuck it, they rhyme. I mean, it obviously fits.
Like exactly. Like if the name works, like I just that's how you know.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, before I get into some other third party.
Yes, let's continue. I'm sorry. I continuously have been interrupting this story.
No, I love it because Lauren right now is like, Burger can get it. And I'm just like, oh, Burger, you got to go for that shit.
I mean, like, facts, though. Like, you know.
Oh, it's so fantastic, dude. I fucking love what's going on right now, honestly. But anyway, I'm going to continue the story.
Dude, same. I'm about it. I'm about it.
That's so great. Anyway, continuing the story. So obviously Rebecca invites me to this game, and honestly, I'm not a baseball fan. I'm really not. You know, it's one of I was never super huge on sports. I was just kind of involved, and I wanted to play sports, but that's like a whole other story. But anyway, she invites me to the game, and I'm just like, you know what? I have my saxophone with me. Is that okay if I take it? And she's just like, yeah, fuck it. And I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, sure, fuck it. So I go to the game with her, and you know, we're there in line, and she's like, hey, are you cool with meeting my parents? And it's gonna be embarrassing and blah blah blah, like typical fucking 15, 16-year-old shit.
Yeah.
And,
you know.
And I'm just like, sure, yeah, I don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm here to have fun. I mean, you invited me. I'm going to be respectable and blah, blah, blah. And you know, we go to the game, and we're there at check-in, and I meet her family, and it's fucking baller, dude. Fucking baller. So, mind you, curfew, I want to say, was at 10 o'clock? And I think I'm not sure if I'm wrong on that.
11, because I distinctly remember someone coming back who was just totally plastered at like midnight and got kicked out like 3 days in.
Dude, oh my god, she was that one girl, right? It was a girl, right? Dude,
it was a girl.
She was the one, man, I forgot her fucking name, but I remember her. But no, I guess you're right. So 11. So at the time, I was going in the stadium around 7:30.
Okay.
So I was just like, okay, so the stadium at 11:30. So I go in, and she was like, you want a burger? And I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna get a burger. So her family buys me a burger, and she's just like, you know, hey, I'm glad you're here. And I'm like, no, I mean, I'm glad I'm here. I'm from fucking Eagle Pass, Texas. I mean, there's fucking, at the time, there was really nothing there. You visit it now, There's a bunch of tourist spots. And it's fucking cool. So obviously right now I fucking went, and you know, we're sitting there watching the game, and dude, obviously I don't know if anyone's been to a Boston Red Sox game versus Yankees, but holy shit, dude, it's probably one of the funnest things I've ever seen in my life because everyone's talking shit. I mean, if anyone knows me, I talk a fucking lot of shit. I fucking do. I talk so much goddamn shit. So I sat there, and mind you, I wasn't really going for anyone. Obviously, I'm going to go for the Red Sox because I'm in Boston. So I'm there, sitting there, and then all I hear is this guy in the background like, fuck you, motherfucker. And like, dude, he goes off, dude. He goes fucking off. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And there's a lady maybe sitting in front of us about 2 seats over and is like, hey, like, she doesn't say it this way. I'm just going to say it as I interpret it. But she was literally like, shut the fuck up. He's a nice dude. And he's from, obviously, New York. And, like, literally the lady was like, hey, he's nice. Shut the fuck up. And I was like, damn, this woman was probably in her, like, I'm not even fucking around. She was, like, in her 80s. And I was just like,
dude,
what?
Red Sox fan? Like, you're a fan for life.
I mean, it's true, and obviously she traveled to see that game, so like I was sitting there and I was just obviously talking to Rebecca the whole time and her brother and her nephew, and we were having a good time, and then this guy goes off and I'm just like, I don't even know what the fuck to do. Like, this guy was like, fuck the Yankees, fuck the like your typical Boston fucking fan. Just like Philadelphia fans that are fucking obnoxious.
Hey, like, what you trying to say? You're walking a thin line right there.
Hey, I'm a Philly Eagles fan, so don't even fucking go there. I'm pretty obnoxious, and trust me,
that's what I like to hear.
You better fucking like it, motherfucker.
Don't make me call my brothers up here. They're manlier than me and they're younger than me. They're like Philly or die. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. Like, Philly's cool. I'm in.
I mean, you better be fucking in. Like first of all, we're going to take NFC East. That's all I'm saying. Because we had a good, like, in my opinion, a good draft class. But anyway, before I kind of go on into some random tangent that's pretty
all
tipsy,
good.
Like, all I got to say to that is, like, obviously, we were in the game, and we were having a good time, man. I mean, personally, like, if you watch baseball on TV, no offense to anyone that watches baseball on TV, it's boring. I mean, obviously, live shows are better because, you're in it, you're having a good time, and just is what it is. So, as far as, like, me enjoying my time with Rebecca, it was great. I mean, we were having a good time, and there was a point in time where I want to say it was the 6th inning, and man, I'm trying to remember if it was a foul ball or a home run, one or the other. Well, the New York Yankees hit either or, and dude, it comes straight at me. I'm not even fucking kidding. I'll have a glove. I have nothing on me.
Bro, be the hero. Be the hero and get laid. Be the hero.
So I grab, basically the ball comes straight at me. It hits the ground, like not even fucking 3 feet away from me, and the ball's right there. And I'm just like, holy shit. So I grab the ball, and I'm just like, here. And I give it to her nephew. And I give the ball to the nephew because she like, I have a picture up on my Facebook where, he has the ball, and I gave it to him, and it was crazy, dude. Everyone's fucking going crazy, and it's like inning 8 of 9, because I want to say it didn't extend over to 9 innings like it typically does, but
wild. Okay,
dude, it's fucking wild. So I give him the ball, and we're just there sitting, and we're chilling, and we go into the 9th inning. Red Sox obviously win. Fuck the Yankees. If you're a Yankees fan, you can fuck off.
Yo, like, don't even subscribe. No, I'm joking. Totally subscribe list.
Lauren is fine and is all about the hot dogs. You're not wrong. I mean, honestly, like, hot dogs are the fucking best at a fucking baseball game. You're not wrong. So you better, I hope you subscribe, because I feel at this point we're going to have really great conversations. But anyway. So
everyone's got a link and subscribe.
All right. And anyway, so at this point, I fucking go to the game, and, we catch the ball, I give it to her cousin. Dude, I'm not even going to lie. It was like one of the best experiences I've ever had. I'm not even fucking kidding, dude. It was probably one of those things where it was like fucking no regret, no regrets. And then
Damn.
I go. So what I do after the game, I basically walk their parents home and walk obviously Rebecca home because they basically it was weird because she was at her own apartment, but her parents were at like a hotel, so it was weird. So I went ahead and walked them both home because I mean,
Okay.
out of
What a
respect.
gent. What a gen. What a gen.
I mean, I had to. I mean, they gave me a big experience that I mean I'm never gonna forget. First and foremost,
Right.
like I'm never gonna forget. So I walked them home, and I decided to go back to the dorm. And I don't know how much you heard, because I remember Brandon coming up to me and being like, "Bro, do you know how much fucking trouble you're in?" And I'm just like, "Dude,
Oh shit.
I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck." It's literally what I fucking was like. I'm done. I don't even care. Everything about what I just did was fucking worth it. Cause
Dude, so worth. So worth.
I mean, cause he was at that game. Like he was telling me that like, hey, like I went to that game, but I left at 10 o'clock so I could be at the curfew for 11. Cause I'm trying to remember if our curfew was at 10 or 11, but it was one of those, and I straight up was like, fuck that. So
Dude,
obviously, I left.
I mean, I don't remember you getting in trouble though. You were there till the very end. So like,
I mean, dude, man, I got a slap on the wrist. Like literally, like the guy I talked to. I don't know if he was like the head RA or, because I mean, I don't know if you remember Steve and if you remember Roger, but those guys were like
I
fucking legit. Like I had a good time with those guys. Like you wouldn't even believe.
I and then uh
Sorry, can you say that again? You're 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 cutting out.
I think do you remember where he had like student, but also my floor at least.
Well, yeah, 'cause you were on floor 6 or something like that.
Remember a honest. No,
Can you hear me?
head RA was like, yeah, do you hear me?
It's cutting off. It's weird. I'm not sure why. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Burger, can you hear me?
Now, oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Nah, I can't hear you now.
Dope. It's all good. It's all good. It's someone's just someone probably in my house watching some porn or some shit.
Nah, that makes sense. But yeah, man, it
Yes,
was
they were.
uh, it was crazy for the most part. I mean, I enjoyed the fuck out of it because I mean, at this point, obviously, I'm a Red Sox fan, and I mean, it was fun, man. I think more than anything, I think the friends I made up there. I mean, it's gonna be a lifetime event. I mean, I don't think I even mentioned Allie and I want to say it was Kate. More than anything, like we had a lot going on, And right now, actually, Lauren is fine. Is you got to come to New York and hang with us. So hopefully one day I take you up on that.
Idea who Lauren my or girlfriend.
What was that? Can you hear me? Man, I think that's cutting off. Can you hear me?
Like caught am I on? Ooh,
Can you hear me? Burger, can you hear me?
here.
Man, I think I don't know why the connection's being all weird. Can you hear me? Burger, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me?
Slightly. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir. I don't know why the internet's being so shitty. But I think we're pretty close to wrapping this up. I know I'm gonna have you on.
Yeah, I feel.
I I think
It keeps
soon.
cutting in and out.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties.
No, dude, it's all good. It's just, everyone's online right now because, like, no one else has anything better to do. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that. I mean, we'll definitely sit down and talk more. But I think this is a good time
100%.
to cut this off, and we will definitely talk more about our stories in Boston and just in general. I mean, I definitely want to hear more from you. I mean, I know you have a lot of stories, and it'll be good to sit down and talk to you about it.
Percent, like, is- yeah.
Man,
So I,
you're,
like,
you're cutting off. What'd you say?
and you wild, but some stupid, like, the story, because, like, this is going to be hilarious in, like,
What's that? Can you hear me?
we probably might have another. It,
That's weird. I mean, let me cut it off because I know I don't know if it's on my internet or yours, but it's kind of everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it. But we will talk right now, and for sure, we'll see if we can hang out soon. Appreciate y'all.
have so much for having me on. Amazing. This was like
I mean, I'll bring you on more for sure. We could definitely shoot
100%.
the shit. A lot of shit. For sure.
Lot of shit to shoot.
For sure. But I will catch you later.
And peace out.
Later, homie. We'll talk soon.
Definitely.
Later, homie.